So now we have to go on with our marathon that is touching every spot in the world, and we keep going on with this run. Is a long run. We did up north, and then we went down, and now is the time to fly in another world. And I would love to talk about the entire planet, how we should take care of the planet, and overall, how the entire planet is interconnected. So we decided to invite many friends that are helping us to understand the complexity of the world, talking about the approach to integral ecology, something that inside the Laudato Si of Pope Francis, we can learn in a very tangible and practical way. And to do that, after speaking with scientists like Marco Buttu or like Catherine, now I would love to invite on stage with me Father Josh from the Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development at the Vatican to share his message.
And best wishes from the Vatican Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development. I am Father Josh from Kuritidum, the coordinator of the section on ecology at the Dicastery. Congratulations for organizing this important meeting on food security. They say the first city of humanity was Jericho, that was founded nearly 12,000 years ago because the Holocene, the interglacial epoch began. We had the ideal climate, the sea level was stable, and agriculture was possible. Food security was possible, and people began to settle down, and we have had the great civilizations of humanity. Now, unfortunately, that security of the climate, of the agriculture is threatened today. And food security is a problem. And we need to work to ensure food security for all. I was always impressed that Jesus, to continue his presence amongst us, chose the form of the Eucharist, which is sitting together, eating together. When we eat together, we form a community. Laudato Si speaks of earth as our common home. And if we live in a common home, we are in a common family. And we cannot permit that so many millions of our brothers and sisters who are members of our common family go to bed hungry. They do not have food security. Please allow me to conclude with the words of a very famous Jesuit theologian, Samuel Ryan, who said, "Without bread and without bread for all, can we really celebrate the Eucharist?" And I want to repeat this question. Without food security, without food for all, can we truly be a common family that lives together in our common home? Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Father Josh, for your message. Today, we really had the chance to hear all the different voices, and I think that something that we are finding in every message is a very universal rule. It's the golden rule, the sense of reciprocity, the need of being all united under the complexity of our era, but also being all united, trying to implement a new kind of mindset, a new way of living that is inspired to, say, from the regenerative model, and something that is implementing a circular way of living, respecting the planet, respecting the earth, respecting the others, and treating them like we want to be treated. Thank you so much, Father Josh. And you have been talking about the earth. Now we want to talk about biodiversity, crops and say our seeds, that is the origin of life. So I want to involve here, and I want to hear the message from the executive director of Crop Trust, Stefan Schmidt.
I'm Stefan Schmitz, the executive director of the Crop Trust. Thank you for joining me here today. More than half of global GDP, so 42 trillion US dollars, depends on high-functioning biodiversity. And more than a fifth of countries worldwide are at risk from ecosystem collapse as biodiversity declines. These figures are staggering. At the Crop Trust, when we talk about our mission, certain words arise frequently. Biodiversity is one such word, of course. One part of agricultural biodiversity, crop diversity, is our reason for being. Food security is another frequently used phrase, as is conservation. The conservation of crop diversity is crucial for food security. Another word that we use a lot is forever. Our mission is to safeguard crop diversity to support food security for everyone, forever. Against the real state of our natural environment with so much destruction, loss, and insecurity, the word forever seems a whimsical concept. But forever is another word for sustainable. And isn't it the concept of sustainability that brings us together, what we are all striving for? The Crop Trust is laying the foundations for conserving crop diversity in perpetuity by raising an endowment that will support key collection of crop diversity in gene banks forever. And there is another forever. When biodiversity is lost, it is lost forever. Food plants are among the biodiversity being destroyed in this ongoing global crisis. 40% of plant species are facing extinction. That includes the wild relatives of important crops. This loss is massive and irreversible. When we lose this biodiversity, we lose options. We lose resilience. We lose potential. We lose solutions. Crop wild relatives might have the genes to help crops adapt to climate change or to new pests and diseases for new tastes, colors, and textures. The causes of biodiversity loss are complex and many, and the threats are constantly evolving. And for how long will there be threats to diversity? Forever. To plan for forever is bold. It takes courage and vision. Yet forever is a common goal that unites everyone at this conference. We are not fighting to save biodiversity for 1 decade or even 1 century. We need to conserve it forever. Conservation is not passive. A commitment to conservation is a commitment to action. No doubt many of us have lists of critical ongoing work, and all of us are operating in an environment characterized by the short term, project funding, policies, market trends, in an environment that is inherently unpredictable, insecure, and unsettled, which is precisely why we at the Crop Trust keep our thoughts on forever. It is why forever is built into our very structure with our endowment fund and our commitments to funding in perpetuity. Biodiversity is priceless. Yet our short-term world persists in squandering it. When we destroy biodiversity, we are gambling away our options for the future. It is time to decide if we will continue to gamble with our future or if we are willing to invest in it, because the actions we take today will last forever. Thank you for listening. Be well.
Thank you so much. It's super relevant to talk about biodiversity, to protect biodiversity. And now we have another guest. Juan Lucas Restrengo, Director General of the Alliance of Biodiversity International and the International Center for Tropical Agriculture. Please share the stage with us.
Happy Earth Day from CGIAR and the Alliance of Biodiversity International and CIAT. Today we again celebrate our planet and the amazing diversity that sustains life. We celebrate biodiversity, agricultural biodiversity, the wealth of plants, animals, microorganisms that make food production possible, together with natural resources such as water and soils. Agrobiodiversity supports nutritious and diverse diets. It provides sustainable livelihoods to millions of farmers around the world. It makes food systems more resilient to climate change. Agrobiodiversity is the result of thousands of years of interactions between people and the environment. Our food culture, our traditions, and our whole future depends on agrobiodiversity. By using and conserving this precious resource, we ensure a sustainable future for current and future generations. Join us from the 15th to the 18th of November 2021 at the Second International Agrobiodiversity Congress. It's convened by CGIAR and the government of Italy, and a congress that will offer a space for researchers, policymakers, business, indigenous people, and farmers to discuss how agrobiodiversity can help transition to sustainable, equitable, and resilient food systems. I look forward to meeting you at the Second International Agrobiodiversity Congress.
Of CGIAR, because we are going to support strongly this summit, because we strongly believe that tackling also the biodiversity crisis is one of the most important things we need to care about. So we are all focused on the pandemic, we are all focused on the climate crisis, but also the biodiversity crisis. It's one of the most important ones.